All right, so thought I would do a commentary to the 1984 James Cameron movie, The Terminator. Uh, this is not going to be the movie, obviously, because you can't just post movies on YouTube. So this is going to be a commentary of the Blu-ray, and we'll get started. So this is the very beginning, and we're going to go three, two, one, and pressing play now. All right. So the Orion logo is coming up. So just thought I'd make a commentary to this. I mean, I already did a Arnold Schwarzenegger tier list, and I already got into it a little bit. But this is one of my favorite movies ever made. Um, it's just an amazing movie for the budget they had. Got the opening, Los Angeles 2029. Actually, we're getting kind of close. Hopefully, it looks a little better than that. So, like, crushing of the skulls, total metal. But yeah, I really enjoy this movie. Um, I saw it as a kid, liked it back then, like it now. I mean, it's hard to compare one to two. Um, I do think I like two a little better, but they're different movies, so it's kind of dumb to even compare them, really. That's why it's so good though, because two is a great sequel to one, but they're different genres. And Arnold is in it, but you know, he's the villain in the first one, and he's the hero in the second one. So got the titles coming up. Even the titles look pretty good. Like I used to think this was digital, but I mean, it's like almost there's like no digital stuff, and this is all practically done. I don't know how they did that. Probably with film. You probably draw it on the film and then slowly move it, something like that. I'm not sure, but Stan Winston, R.I.P. Written by James Cameron with Galen Hurd. You got the Terminator and the opening with the dump truck. I always love this guy in this dump truck. He's like, what the, like a great. Even he's great. Even the extras are great. Los Angeles, 1984, 1:15 a.m. See the emergence of Arnold. We got him talking to the punks, and that's of course Bill Pullman. Give them to me now. So great. So looking at some of the trivia, Schwarzenegger worked with guns every day for a month to prepare for the role. He spent hours at the shooting range practicing with different weapons without blinking or looking at them when reloading or cocking. He also had to be ambidextrous. He practiced different moves. Oh, wow. He would garner a compliment in the magazine Soldier of Fortune for his realistic handling of guns on camera. Whereas the magazine usually lampoons movies for an inaccurate depiction of weapon use. Schwarzenegger tried to avoid Limmel Hampton and Michael Biehn as much as possible since he was the Terminator. James Cameron often resorted to what he called guerrilla filmmaking as a way of getting around acquiring permits. Need to film certain scenes. As a result, some people seen in a few shots are actually everyday citizens. Completely unaware they're in a movie. Cameron also used this tactic to film the very last scene where Sarah drives off into the desert. Waiting for the heat to rise to the point that ripples could be filmed, a highway patrolman appeared. It does look hot. Producer Gale and Hurd convinced him they were working on a UCLA film project, and he allowed them to finish. That's funny. But yeah, James Cameron, I'm not really into Avatar. I mean, I haven't seen the sequel. I'll watch it eventually. I don't know. The first one's okay, but before Avatar, that's That's what I like. I mean, even Titanic is okay. I mean, the effects are incredible. But it's he had such a good run. I mean, you get Terminator, The Abyss, Aliens, Terminator 2, True Lies. And I think I'm missing any. I think that's just like five movies. Pretty good run though. And I like Avatar and Titanic, so man, he's only made like what, eight movies? Am I missing one? I'm trying to think. I think that's it. But it's like Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick made like 10 movies. Um, and I like all of them pretty much. I mean, Kubrick's like first movie was like a student, or not a student film because he didn't go to film school, I don't think, but it's almost like a student movie. I forget the name of it, but like Kubrick's like first movie I would count as like The Killing. And everything out after that I count as a Kubrick movie. So it's like 9 movies or something. But I know I mean, I'm not reading this trivia, but I've heard uh, Cameron say that he what is it? He saw Star Wars, I think, and he was a truck driver at the time, I think, and then he quit his job and I think started working with Roger Corman. We got Sarah Connor coming in, waitress. And he quit his job and he started working with Roger Corman. And he did a couple of things with him. He did Piranha. So I don't know, Piranha 1 or 2. I don't know. I've never seen that, but he's apparently fired from that. I don't know much of the backstory of that. It was probably like he was just going too slow or something. Because he was like probably trying to make a decent movie, and they're just like, we don't care, just shoot it, just film the movie. This is gonna be here and gone. But that's kind of like Terminator. It's like I mean, obviously they want to make money. I mean, they're like, we're gonna make money, but they're just like, it's gonna be a B movie that people will forget and it'll be over with. We'll make a quick buck. But Cameron, it's like no, like I mean, I've heard Cameron fired like almost all the lighting staff because they weren't writing it right, and he's like, light it better, and just like, why do you even care that much? Like, whatever, this is fine. This is what we always do, like for B movies, it's fine. So, but I really respect James Cameron. It's like, he made his career out of sheer will. Like, but he's a smart guy. I mean, he hires, good actors. I mean, if you don't got good actors, you really you got nothing. You got nothing with the movie. This is one of my favorite scenes when he's buying the guns. This guy that's selling the guns is a old actor too. I don't know. Oh man, I think he's in that movie Chopping Mall, I think. But he's a good actor. He's like, what does he say? He's like a plasma rifle in the 40-watt range. He's like, hey buddy, just what you seen on the wall, okay? And he's like, so which will it be? All. Oh man, I think I'm gonna close early today. Hey, and then he starts loading the shotgun. Hey, you can't do that. And we got Michael Biehn. Great actor too. He's in Aliens, in The Rock. He's a guy whose career I thought would think maybe would have been bigger than it was. Uh, it's too bad. He's a very good actor, solid leading man. But yeah, I've heard that O.J. Simpson they wanted for the Terminator, and then that fell through. And then Arnold was going to play Michael Bihn's character. It's just funny, and now you look back with OJ, he's playing a killer in this. Although, he was not guilty, so. And that's what the jury said. So Arnold's going, taking out the Sarah Connors. And around 38 minutes, William Wisher, one of the co-writers of the film, plays the police officer who attempts to assist the Terminator after he is thrown from the hood of the car, but gets knocked unconscious for his trouble. Wisher has a cameo in the sequel Terminator 2: Judgment Day, where his character seems to have a look of recognition upon seeing the Terminator. It's interesting. I don't see a photo for the guy, but oh wow, he helped write the screenplay for Judge Dredd. Ugh. Story by okay. Screenplay. Well, no, we did screenplay too, and Stephen D. Souza. My neck's bothering me. Yeah, Judge Dredd with Stallone. Well, that's a bad one. That's a bad one. 13th Warrior screenplay, William Wisher. Okay. I actually like that movie. Um, that movie has a crazy backstory too, because like it has two directors. John McTiernan, director of Die Hard, was directing it, and he got kicked off of it for some reason, and they brought in Michael Crichton, who wrote the book, and he finished directing it, and the movie was all chopped up, and I think they had a whole different score, and they threw it out, and they hired a new guy for the score. It's a total mess. Who does do the score in that? Music by Jerry Goldsmith. I don't know. I think they had someone else before, but I don't know. I actually like the music in it, so I don't even know. Like the movie you actually get, you can tell is kind of chopped up, but I like it. I mean, I think it's only like an hour 40 minutes. That's been kind of a movement online, or some people want like that cut to be released, but it probably never would be cool. I mean, I don't know if you consider that movie fantasy. I mean, it kind of is. But I like it. Ever since I first saw it, I really liked it. It reminds me of a D&D game, Dungeons and Dragons game, which I just did a review of that movie. Honestly, probably a better D&D movie than that movie, but I don't know. That's not fair because that movie has tons of magic and stuff. So movie was okay. I thought it was all right. Not amazing. Six 6.5 out of 10. Had some problems with it, but there was a lot of cool magic, a lot of cool spells from D&D, especially fifth edition. But anyways, we were watching Terminator, so I just wish there was more fantasy movies that were good. A lot of them are really bad. You know, it's like you got Conan the Destroyer, which I think's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. If you got what the original Lord of the Rings, three movies. You got Harry Potter. If you're into that thing, it's not really my cup of tea, but some of them are fine. It's okay. I don't know. Just don't got much. It's too bad. I mean, you got was it Cull in the '80s? That was okay. But anyways, Terminator. So yeah, just looking at Will Wisher, the screenplay writer. So he helped write T2. Him and James Cameron. Maybe do a commentary on that at some point. That movie's just you watch the director's cut. It's like 2:45 or something. Exorcist: The Beginning, Dominion, Terminator the Second. What? TV movie? Never even heard of this. Oh, it's a parody. Constructed solely of lines and phrases from the plays of William Shakespeare. That's weird. I guess Cameron was like, well, I guess if it's a parody, then you can just do whatever you want. But he's probably friends with James Cameron, so. Dominion, Exorcist, The Beginning. I don't know. Not a lot of great stuff, but from Will Wisher. But yeah, you got Linda Hamilton, Michael Biehn, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Paul Winfield, the police officer. I mean, he's great. You got Lance Hendrickson as a police officer. So Cameron, he does the right thing. He hires good actors to start to start the foundation of the movie, and they're looking very '80s here. They're good looking ladies. Have you seen Pugsley? It's funny though. I could see this being like, if you ever watch like riff tracks, like I mean they've done a riff tracks of this probably, but like it's like what they usually do, like a B or a C movie. Like you could see it there, but I mean, what was the budget to this? Okay, 6.4 million. I don't know. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know if it's true. Worldwide box office 78 million. So huge hit. Probably one of the most influential movies ever made. You got this Michael Biehn following her. So did he look her up, or did he know where she lives? I think he knew, but Arnold didn't. Which makes sense because, right, because John Connor sent him back, so he would maybe know where his mom lived. Because she would probably tell him, look, I lived here at this point, I lived here, just in case you need to know. It's just so good, such a good script. I mean, you could say, it doesn't make sense, but do any time travel movies really make sense? It at least tries to. But yeah, I like these two cops. Nice banter, like they're old friends. He's like, give me a cigarette. He already has one. And Lance Hendrickson would be in Aliens, obviously. Directed by James Cameron. He'd play a android. Or, yeah, I think he's an android, too. He's going to be called the phone book killer. I hate these press cases, especially the weird press cases. Where are you going to make a statement? Maybe she'll call us. How do I look? It's a little contrived that she would see this, but it was the '80s. There was like a couple stations, so yeah. Sorry, I'm just enjoying the movie. It's so watchable. I mean, I've watched it so many times, but it's such a watchable movie. And great characters. That's something I talk about a lot. It's in a lot of movies. It's just like, why am I supposed to like these people? Like Evil Dead Rise. It's like, why do I like these people? Like, give me a reason why. Because it's called Evil Dead. I mean, it's like the original Evil Dead. You had Bruce Campbell. Like, he's a funny guy. He's charming. He's likable. Like, I mean, a lot of the other characters aren't great, but he's a great character. He's good. You like him. You would root for him. I mean, but it's like the new Evil Dead. Why do you like those characters? I mean, why? You really don't know that much about him. You know something about the mom. Um, but then she turns. Sorry, well, spoilers for that movie, but I really did not like that movie. Ugh. I mean, that happens in the first like 20 minutes. So that's what I'm saying, though. You don't. It's like then she turns and she's a zombie, and that's that. I just feel with a lot of modern movies, it's just like just bad characters. It's like, why do I like this person? It's like Sarah Connor, like like she's in the first movie, she's kind of she's not that tough, but you like her. She's a hard worker. She's nice. She has good banter with her friend, her girlfriend. Um, you find out more throughout the movie that she gives birth to the guy who's going to save humanity, and that she helps train the guy. And obviously, this is all expanded upon in number two. Beautifully done. And she goes a little crazy because it's like to have that knowledge would mean so. And Michael Biehn, it's like he's fighting a Terminator. It's an impossible job, but he tries to, and you find out like it's a little cheesy, but he falls in love with her, and but you like the characters, like it's like the weirdest sandwich she makes here. It's like celery and like ham, which is good, but then like I think it's like string cheese. It's like and like celery, and did she grab peanut butter too? This guy's in something. I forget what he's in. This guy he's fighting right now. Yeah, look at peanut butter. Oh, okay, that's for the celery sticks. Okay. And she's like singing. Okay, well I guess it's just ham and string cheese and then boom. And he probably thinks that's Sarah Connor. Pretty brutal scene. And then he just unloads the clip. Bam. Hi there, fooled you. You're talking to a machine, but don't be shy. It's okay. Machine need love too. That's hilarious. She was so open-minded in her youth. The tech noir. Oh man, yeah, that's not good. But what is she? She doesn't know that. She doesn't know that she's being hunted by a Terminator machine from the future. She's just probably like, there's this psycho. He's yeah, probably using the phone book. She's probably thinking that. Um, just going out and finding Sarah Connors to kill because some psycho. So it makes sense because okay, she has a scooter, right? But she doesn't want to leave somewhere that has a lot of people in it. And then she calls the police. You'll be safe till we get. You would think so. See, it's just such a good movie because by almost all normal standards, you would be, but no, because he's a machine from the future. So he doesn't care. He'll just go in there and, like he does later at the police station. So obviously, this is total spoilers for the movie. I mean, I don't know why you'd watch this if you haven't seen the movie. Arnold and his punk look. Great looking movie. Let's see who the cinematographer is. Adam Greenberg. Okay. He worked with Arnold again in Eraser and Collateral Damage. Oh, he shot Ghost. Oh, this guy's a career going back to 1963. So, okay, and he shot T2. Okay, it makes sense. Get the same cinematographer. Sister Act, Toys, Dave, North, which I've heard is a terrible movie. Junior, ugh, that's a bad one. Sphere, Rush Hour, Polish director, or I mean cinematographer. So, and the guy who did the music, I don't think he's done. Let's see, he hasn't done that much lately. I think he retired for a while. I don't know. He did do True Lies, or at least some of the music. Fright Night, background vocalist. So some of it, I don't think he was actually scoring it, but I don't know. Brad Fidel, great score. Great score for two. So iconic. Now he's chasing him out of the tech noir. Oh, this is where William Wisher, I think, will be coming up, maybe. Boom. Breaks right through. I don't know. I just wish Cameron would do something like this, but he's honestly he's too obsessed with CGI and heck though Avatar 2 actually made like 2 billion, so there is a market for it. I mean, I'm sure if I saw Avatar 2 in the theater, the 3D, I would have probably liked it. I'm not saying Avatar is a bad movie. Okay, I think he just maybe that was Will Wisher. And now, the Terminator franchise, I mean, I really did not like Dark Fate. Genesis, pretty bad. I think I enjoy Genesis a little more than Dark Fate, but all pretty terrible. Please don't hurt me. It's like, he's there to make sure you don't get hurt. Wonder if that was some guerrilla filmmaking. Just like quickly put it on the curb and then get out of there. TechCom. You've been targeted for termination. Poaching Overland. Mm. Cyberdyne Systems Model 101. Flesh, skin, hair, blood grown for the cyborgs. It's just too bad we never really got like a good future war movie. Um, but T2 it ends like they actually win. So, but if they're gonna keep making sequels, like that would have, I mean, because um, yeah, what is that with Christian Bale, Terminator, Salvation? I don't know. Looking back, that movie's not terrible, but it's not really what anyone wanted. She's like, "You're nuts." And he's like, they don't even have laser guns. And then I've heard the director say, "Oh, well, we were gonna do laser guns in the next movie." It's like, well, why not do it in that movie? Like, because that movie didn't make as much as they wanted, and they never made a sequel. And that's just a weird movie too. It's like John Connor's in it. I mean, Christian Bale, but he's not the star. And I don't know. Bale's also kind of doing his Batman voice, and it's like Bale's a good actor. I mean, I like his Batman movies, but it's like you're John Connor. You're not Batman. But yeah, they're like, oh, we'll do that in the sequel. It's like, oh, well, the sequel was going to look more like what you imagined for the future war. It's like, well, why not just do it in that movie? Oh, no, they don't. I don't know. A lot of the movies, like in the desert, and I don't know. Why not just try and copy the future war scenes from T1 and 2 and just make a whole movie out of it? Why not do that? It's like I get it. James Cameron doesn't want to direct it. All right, fine. Just copy it. I mean, and expand it, and then have John Connor. I mean, I don't know if they want to do sequel bait, then don't have them defeat them. Have them, I don't know, somewhat defeat them, and then you can have a sequel or two, and then you could defeat them after a trilogy. Oh well. Then they did Genesis, and that movie's just terrible. And spoilers for all these movies, by the way. But they like turn John Connor, like what is he? He becomes a machine in that, and it's just so weird. And becomes a machine in it, and then just bad. And then you got um, and Dark Fate, and they kill John Connor in the first 5 minutes. And they replace him, and oh, it's like why? Anyways, complete waste of money, and they're bad movies. John Connor. He's out there hunter killing, looking for them to care and to protect. Oh, he cares. And then you got these shots where his like eyebrows are burnt off, and I guess it's because he went through the fire. I guess it always looks so weird. Yeah, man, your transmission's totally ruined. You put it into park going like 40, 50. Yeah. I guess maybe you could be like, well, why didn't he just keep going and kill him here? But, he's injured and there's a bunch of police. He's not invincible. I mean, it's not like he could take on like the army or something. No, no way. But that's why he has skin. But yeah, Arnold now. I mean, I don't know. Been meaning to watch a couple of his movies like Killing Gunther and stuff, but I don't know, they just don't look that good to me. But wonder if he's in Expendables 4. I don't know. That trailer looked not that good. This doctor, psychiatrist, who's of course in the sequel, criminal psycho. Oh, he's a psychologist. So we're gonna find out. And then in the sequel, she's in there with that doctor. So then he starts to go, oh yeah, you're a crazy too, because he doesn't see this, but yeah, his arm's messed up. Maybe from the crash and gunshot, maybe too. Under Perry in 21 to 27. Just like he's nuts. Where are you supposed to get back? I can't. Nobody goes home. Nobody else comes through. It's just him and me. Great dialogue. I mean, it's simple, but it's some of my favorite movies are just simple, like John Wick 1, like the first John Wick, just simple, lays it out, lays out the stakes, And I like the sequels, but it's like the first John Wick. I think that's one of my favorite action movies. You know, it's only like an hour and 30, 35. This is like an hour and a half. Just nice and simple, to the point. But you know, they like talked about remaking this with like The Rock, and I'm just like, oh, please don't. I don't know, like I just watched Black Adam. Like I have a review of that up my channel, and it's just that movie was just boring. It's just a boring movie. Like The Rock, I didn't even think he was that charismatic. I think he was trying to play it, you know, more serious. I'm not sure what he was doing. But yeah, there's been talks of that for years, and who knows? Now they may do it. I mean, because Dark Fate flopped, Genesis flopped, so maybe they're like, we'll cut the budget, but we'll just remake the first one basically, but make it bad, of course. But yeah, Black Adam. Ugh. It was just like, oh man, this is a bad movie. I already talked about this, but Doctor Fate and Hawkman, best things about that movie. Best things. They should have just made a movie with them too, like a buddy movie. But no, so just bad. But that's probably why I Terminator Genesis, but it's spelled Genesis. But like the first act of that movie, I like the first act of that movie. And yeah, they are kind of remaking this a little bit, but that's not the movie. But there's actually a decent future war scene. I mean, there's too much CGI and stuff, but you know, some of it's okay. Um, I think the first 20, 25 minutes of that movie is decent, decent movie, and then it just gets bad. So I will give that movie that. Probably a PCP. Broke every bone in his hand. Won't feel it for hours. Yeah, it makes no sense. I don't think bulletproof vests can stop like multiple bullets. Like I think they can stop like one or two or three, but we got 30 cops in this building. I was told she's here. Could I see her? It may take a while. I like how he's like looks at like the structural integrity of this. He's like, okay, this will work. I'll be back. Nice little directorial. touches to, like even like the close up of the handwriting, I don't know, stuff like that. Like boom. And he shorts out the system. They still don't believe him. But, of course they wouldn't. Why would you? Arnold was so badass back then. Multiple Mr. Olympias. Oh, and Lance Hendrickson is gone. And then Terminator 3, that movie, it's okay. At least for the sequels after T2, that's the best one, I think. Largest mobilization in California history is currently underway. I think it's a Gremlin car. Does she believe him now? We gotta get you to a doctor. She's like, it's not bad. It's fine. Well, now I at least know what to name him. What if she didn't name him that? I know he dies before the war. Yeah, I don't want to know. And he's the father, of course. Which is like crazy. It's like, so he's John Connor's father, who's the same, well, probably slightly older than him, but then he sends him back. It's like so weird. It's driving me crazy. Sure you have the right person. Do I look like the mother of the future? I mean, am I tough, organized? I can't even balance my checkbook. Just something people don't really do anymore. It's all digital. They say the future's not set, so, but then in T2 they fix it, but okay, well, forgot that line, so. The dogs can detect the fake humans. Nice little detail. Of course, dogs are still, you know, man's best friend. And look how terrible that is. Hunting for rats. Sorry about that. That looks kind of bad. Fake. You got a dead cat in there or what? Yeah, it's like he has like rotting flesh. Ugh, look at this guy who's all hairy. Ugh. I love how he walks by that guy. Like, it's hilarious. He's like, dogs are good. And she spills the beans. But maybe he should have told her, like, he could do voice augmentation, and but I guess he kind of did, but I don't know. And I assume her mom's dead. She doesn't even, man. I guess she's like, yeah, the look on her face, she's like, that conversation was kind of weird. Give me your address there. What's for dinner? Yeah, very gently. Yeah, we're in the last act now. And this is the love scene. It's like, yeah, she only knew him for like, what, 48 hours? Women in your time, what are they like? Good fighters. Is there someone special? A girl. She was in that Beauty and the Beast TV show. I never really saw that. From the late 80s? Or was that before this? I don't even know. The Ron Perlman and George R. R. Martin, the guy who wrote the books for Game of Thrones, worked on that show. But never really seen it. Maybe a few episodes, but yeah, Ron Perlman, perfect for the Beast. Good actor though, really good actor. The only gun he's got. But yeah, so this is the love scene. You probably don't want to be doing that with those bombs. I don't know. What do I know? And the dogs are barking, and that's not a good thing. Oh, get out. Okay, I will. Goes and turn around. And he puts it in the tanker. And she thinks it's dead. It ain't over, baby. I like how it shows that it's injured though. Because yeah, I mean it's not indestructible. The metal will get bent and destroyed, and your feet, soldier. He tries, man. You gotta give him that, dude. And he is tough. Boom. Yeah, eat that. And it's still alive after that. And then she's got like shrapnel on her leg, right? Or something. Ooh. Of course, in Terminator 2, you know, you have the upgraded T-1000. This is dead. Got one hand, no legs. Oh, the LED goes out. Okay, that's right. So they don't put okay. So she gets put in the mental institution. She tries to blow up some building or something and gets caught. And this is the last scene. She's packing. And she's got a dog, of course. The dog looked into the camera. What are you doing? $5 American for that back then, especially. Man, it's gotta be like what, $20 a day or something. What a ripoff. But is that the photo that John Connor had? Maybe. And there we go. That's it. Drives off. If you think about it, it's a pretty ominous ending. That's right, Harlan Ellison sued James Cameron and said he stole it from like a Twilight Zone episode. I've never seen the episode. I've seen a little snippets of it, but James Cameron swears he didn't. But he sued him and he won, so they had to, I think, give him some money. And he's a famous sci-fi writer, and then all the prints there from there on they had to, it says like acknowledge works of him. So, but anyways, that's about it. I think a great movie, classic. You know, James Cameron, Gale Ann Hurd. William Wisher. Okay, so he's additional dialogue, William Wisher, but the core of the story is Cameron and Gale Ann Hurd. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Michael Biehn, Lyndall Hamilton, you know, absolute classic. One of the best ever. One of the best action movies ever, horror movies. It's really like a slasher movie if you think about it. So, you know, that's about it, I think. Thanks for watching. Hope you had, hope you had a good time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's it.